Clearly, it seems like you all bring a wealth of experience to the table, but if you wouldn't mind expanding on that a little bit further and explaining what experience you bring to the table that qualifies you as a state representative.
Right. I consider it my introduction, but multi-pronged. What is the state about? It's about business, it's about education, it's about being a political leader. I built a public business, started from a little bitty company in an old doctor's office and built it to hundreds of millions of dollars and a successful public business which still exists today. Then turned around, went in my basement, I built a small business, I did the books myself, I did the paperwork myself, I dealt with the attorneys myself, I dealt with all the crazy regulations, even the Forsyth County business license and all the silly things you have to do to have a small business. I did that. And then I became on the school board, and education is so important. It's so hard to understand education. It's a very complicated subject. It takes a year to understand how the school financing works. I will be able to walk into Atlanta right away and speak education to deal with the very, very difficult budget year we're going to have next year. And the thing I would say that makes me most qualified, I'm a man of very high integrity. I've served my church, I've served my community, I've proven that. I've proven on the school board that I'm a man of my word. I say what I'm going to do. I don't pull any punches. I don't do any sneaky things. I'm a high integrity person. That's the most important thing.
For over 20 years, I've been an active voice for conservative Republican principles in this community, and I feel that gives me a better grasp of the issues that we're facing. I've been in the trenches with many of our legislators, and I've spent my life walking the walk. I've earned the trust of not only my peers but also of legislators who will help us solve the issues that we're facing and the issues of this district. My base of supporters is very diverse. I'm not a single issue candidate. I understand that there are several, we have a whole canvas of issues that are important to the 24th district, and I think I have a very strong perspective of what those issues are and how to address them.
Thank you. Mr. Wright?
I have a lot of small business experience that Mike had talked about. I've done all the same things with small business, met a payroll, done the business license, done all those things. And that puts you in touch with the people in the community, obviously, because you understand what it takes to run a business. But as far as government's concerned, I had started in radio, was a broadcast journalist, and really enjoyed it, and I had met a number of people in politics, and from that I was asked to be part of the Reagan-Bush campaign, and I was a field coordinator for the Reagan-Bush campaign. From there I went to the State House to work for the legislature. From the legislature, we got a governor-elected. I was assistant press secretary to the governor, and from the governor's office, I went and served as took an appointed position as the deputy commissioner of public and legislative affairs. And in that, we tracked anywhere between 200 to 400 bills a session. So I know how a bill becomes a law. I know how to negotiate, and I know the things that it takes to get the job done in the Capitol. My experience is on a state level, and that separates me from everything. Now, if Mike were to ask me to play a game of basketball, you guys might want to put your money on him.
Mr. Dudgeon, if you want to tell us about your game.
I became a referee 20 years ago because I was a better referee than a player. I will tell you that I believe that now the people of this county, this state, and whatever want a real citizen, a real person, not necessarily a political person, to be in office. We've had too many political people around, and it's time for a real person to be there. And also, let me tell you one thing I've done that my opponents have not done. I've had to make those hard decisions. I've had to sit there and stare down possibilities of teacher furloughs. I've had to tell people that you're going to move from school A to school B and be just completely crucified for that. It is one thing to sit up here and talk in a debate about what you're going to do. It is very, very difficult to make those hard decisions. And I've proven not only that I can make those hard decisions, I can do it in a transparent way, with community input and with high integrity. Everyone else is a new commodity here. This is one area where I do stand out. People know what Mike Dudgeon is all about. I've proven it in the public eye. I've proven it in my church. I've proven it in my businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. McManus?
I couldn't agree more that the district does not need a politician to represent it. I'm a wife, mother, and member of this community for many, many years. I've never sought elective office before. I've worked in the Republican Party because it's been, the values of our party have been what has been in my heart, and it's what I truly, truly believe. So from that standpoint, I couldn't agree more. We don't want a politician. You know, I too work with youth, and my husband and I have a small business also, and you know, we are just part of the community, and the community is part of us.
Thank you. Mr. Wright?
I agree as well. I don't think the folks need a politician. And Mike, I think at the table you're the only incumbent. So. And in addition to that, there's I've been a stay-at-home dad. So after all the government experience, after all the small business experience, I sold my business 8 years ago and became a stay-at-home dad because we have children that range from age 26 down to 20 months. We have 10 kids between the two of us. I have 7 children of my own, 3 stepchildren. And right now, I'll bet I'm the only one that changed diapers, cleaned up the bathroom floor because we're potty training a 4-year-old, and got 2 bottles, set dinner, and took off to come to a debate tonight. And so I understand what it takes to run a household as well.